Hey everyone, welcome to Small Talk Sundays, where I just do some small talk on Sundays. So I think this one's gonna be a bit on the shorter side, because the last week was pretty uneventful, which was a nice change of pace for October so far. I've been doing just a bunch of crafting and like gathering stuff, trying to like figure that out. I've been having a decent time with it. The system's pretty in-depth and whatnot, and it's really not something I was expecting to actually enjoy, considering I kind of stayed as far away as I could from professions in World of Warcraft, because quite frankly I thought it was just really freaking boring in WoW. But here it's actually pretty engaging. It's like a mini game, especially with the whole like time-specific nodes to collect and whatnot. And I started utilizing this website someone mentioned to me called ffxivclock.com or something like that, where it just tracks when all the limited time spawns happen. And this thing, ever since I started including this thing, it just felt like I'd constantly had uptime just doing things in Final Fantasy 14, because these spawns are so limited time, I could just, gotta go, just collect this real quick, go back to what I was doing. And it really kind of like livened things up quite a bit, instead of me just standing at the dueling ring all day, just sitting like half AFK or whatnot. And speaking of PvP, yeah, I've cut down quite a lot on doing that ever since last week, the last couple of weeks actually, because it was pretty draining on my psyche. I've already established my gripes and claims about it. Granted, I kind of went against what I was saying and saying that I just like take a long break, and I went straight into it the next day after uploading it Small Talk Sunday, and the experience was overall better. But at the same time, I didn't spam queue it over and over. I did like 2 feasts that day and just didn't do any more for a little while. Did like 2 more feasts some other day, and they were doing all right. So as long as I do it really sparsely and very few in between, my experience with it is a lot better. But if I just keep queuing it over and over and over, people are going to start recognizing my name and they're going to hate me. Yeah, so PvP stuff has been kept down to a harsh minimum. I haven't even been keeping up with my daily frontlines either. But mostly it's just been me doing crafting, gathering, very sparse front lines. Oh yeah, and doing the whole gold saucer thing with this new event, which I think it has some nice touches with this little side quest they introduced. You get to see some characters you've seen in the past depending on some of the jobs that you played, and I thought that was a really neat way to go about things. But outside of that, yeah, I've also been doing a bunch of recording of various things, and I've been making some progress on that one video I keep saying that I've been having struggles with. And going back to that topic with that video, I've heard all of you, I've read the comments, and you all have been saying that it's probably best if I just made 3 videos instead of trying to cram all of it in one video. And internally, I was like, I knew that was kind of the thing I probably should be doing if I want to make an actual video worth people's time. But at the same time, I didn't want to put too much effort into it, because the longer it takes for me to get these videos out, the longer it takes for me to get back to the Shadowbringers MSQ, because I have not made a single dent of progress since like a month and a half ago. Dagnabbit, why do I suck so bad at this stuff? Wow, I am so terribly sidetracked. Wow, that's such a long time. That is such a long time. I theoretically should be done with patch 5.35 or something like that, whatever the current content is, and probably like neck deep in Boljan front, but I am still really far behind in Shadowbringers. As of right now, the furthest I've gotten is just after the first dungeon Shadowbringers, and I have all the footage that I've recorded through my time there, but that was such a freaking long time ago now. What the crap? So yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can go ham with this next video. This next video, I've decided I'm not gonna do it all completely super condensed, because I actually went back to what I already had recorded after like the Small Talk Sunday. I was like, man, I don't hardly say anything here. I'm just literally just putting out some simple plot points with little hints as to how I feel, but I'm not really saying a whole lot about each expansion. So I went back and re-recorded stuff, because back to what I said, I didn't feel like that little 10-minute stuff that I had already was worth anyone's time. So instead of doing that, I went back and re-recorded it, and this time I'm doing it that one video at a time approach, because that way you all get a decent idea as to how I feel about things without feeling like I'm leaving out too much, because I'm still leaving out some, because these are unscripted. I'm doing it unscripted and just going straight from the tap. And I cut down the audio from like the 45-minute rant that I did about it, and I cut it down to 20 minutes. So the next video may be ending up 20 minutes long. But that also means I'm going to be sitting around the freaking unending unending journey journal for a good while, just recording stuff, putting stuff together. So I'm gonna be doing that, and I'm currently kind of mixed because the current progress that I have in the video, I made a little intro thing that I think is rather conflicting with the overall tone of the video that I'm going for, but I really wanted to make something creative, so I went that route. But I'm still conflicted about it because I think it looks good, but I don't know if it's great for the video. But I'm keeping it in there just because I wanted to do it, so it's in there. So yeah, I have some footage that I'm trying to get more creative with things, because anytime I do editing stuff, sometimes I'm just like, man, I want to get creative. Like, instead of me feeling pressured, sometimes I have a weird mental switch that just happens where it's like, man, I feel like being creative today. So so that's what ended up happening with that. You all don't know what I'm talking about, but you'll see it when the video comes around. But yeah, I'm making progress with the video, and it's kind of a slow and steady type of thing because I end up like going through spurts of inspiration here and there, and I really need to stop relying on that so much. I need to just freaking do it all the time, because if I just rely on inspiration, as is showing on my channel so far, I'm getting nothing done. So, I'm gonna be trying to see how much I can work on that with the video this week, because I've got some decent footing in, and I've got the audio recording all completely done. I just need to compile the footage and figure out how I'm gonna want to like progress through it, because being that they're unscripted thoughts, I can also kind of go wild with editing. I don't really have a preset plan as to what I'm gonna do with it. I'm just gonna be tackling into it just as unscripted as the actual audio recording is. So I'm just gonna be playing it by ear, seeing how things work out. But yeah, I'm gonna end up doing 3 videos, one for Realm Reborn, one for Heavensborn, and one for Stormblood. Because at the same time, even though it is gonna take me a little long, like not a little, but it's gonna take me a good while longer to just get those out as opposed to just the short 10-minute clip, it'll also help refreshen my memory a bit, because it's been a while since I did all of those. So me sitting through the unending journey might help refreshen my own memory about it, because I recorded the audio for the next one, which is A Realm Reborn, before even diving into the unending journey. So I'm gonna miss a lot of plot points, and I've already completely glossed over Leviathan in it, just a little mention about that. So I've glossed over a lot of stuff in it, but it still ended up being like 21 minutes long. So that's just to be unscripted, me just saying stuff about things and whatnot. And actually, that's going to be a precursor to a new series I'm going to be starting called Unscripted Thoughts. So that's a little heads up to where I just say whatever I want, and I just go ham at it, both in the audio recording and the actual editing part. Now that I mentioned that, I'm suddenly starting having second thoughts about my current recording being 21 minutes long, because I technically would have way more to say about Heavensward than I would A Realm Reborn. But that would mean making a video longer than 21 minutes, so I might go back and trim even more down on this next video, because I would like to actually get back to the MSQ a long time ago. So yeah, I think I might go back and revise some of that stuff, like not revise, but at least cut out some bits and pieces to help make it shorter, because Heavensward, I'm definitely gonna have a lot more to say about that, but I want it'll feel wrong to me if the A Realm Reborn video is longer than Heavensward, because there's a lot that happens in Heavensward that I just want to talk about. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't care about video length. Maybe I should just roll with it. Maybe I should just go that route. Just know that I should have more to say about Heavensward than I do A Realm Reborn. I just want to get that out there. So yeah, but yeah, I'm making progress with editing stuff. I'm getting less stressed because I'm doing less PvP, picking up crafting and gathering, and I'm getting rather surprised by it. And I say I'm picking it up, but I actually have 2 level 80s. Dagnabbit, and I'm still this, yeah, I have a level 80 botanist and a level 80 culinarian, but the culinarian part was, because a friend helped me out with boosting that all the way to the top. I was like, wow, I went from level 18 to 80 in like 2 hours. What the crap? So yeah, and I'm currently trying to figure out how white scripts work, because I'm wanting to like gather up some gil, because I didn't get involved with the housing rush with 5.35, because I've heard the stories of other people sacrificing so much of their time and even risking their very lives just trying to get a house in this game, which I think is a little crazy. So I was like, other people probably need it more than me, so I just let it slide this time around. And now that I'm like sitting here after all the housing plots get filled, I'm just like, I'm feeling left out here. I feel like I missed the boat on something, because my free company members, they managed to get their own house thing, and they're all like having fun about it. They're having fun like decorating the house, and I ultimately do want to get a house and decorate it, but it's just like, I felt like other people wanted it way more than I did. So I was like, I'll let you guys have it, but now I'm feeling like, man, I may have made a mistake. But at the same time, I also didn't participate in it, because if I did get a small plot, not even a medium plot, I'd be dead broke, because I have very little grasp as to how to make gil in this game outside of the very few knowledge, like something I learned from Final Phase video on like switching up materia and making my progress that way. That's been my core progress. And then I started picking up just selling spruce logs and spruce lumbers on the market board, which aren't selling because people ain't buying my wood. People need to buy my wood, dang it. But yeah, I'm kind of like slacking a little bit behind with gil, and I'm really wanting to like learn how to like get more gil in this game before the Ishgardian district opens up for housing, because I think I'm gonna dive in for Ishgardian stuff and see if I can get something there, because dang it, I've decided that I want a house, but my current gil amount is not high enough to afford one, and it is also far from ready for fully decorating a house. So I need to really work on figuring out how to make some gil, because dag nabbit, I want a house. And I'm anticipating to wait like maybe another year, so I got another year or something to wait before more housing opens up. That's my personal expectations. I haven't looked into it when the actual release date for the Ishgardian district is going to be, but I feel like I've got a decent chunk of time at least to just start building up an income to where I can finally afford something. So yeah, I'm currently trying to do that while juggling making this video, getting all this stuff, getting more custom and whatnot. So gathering and crafting is kind of like my go-to right now. But I've discovered I can't access some of these materials at level 80 because I need to go to these places that I've never heard before. And I'm like, oh, it's one of those situations, isn't it? Dang nabbit. That's kind of what I'm going through right now. And yeah, making progress, trying to get this video series done and out and over with. And hopefully this next video is going to be pretty decent, because right now with the progress I've made in this video so far, it's oddly become to be more of a more organized and maybe even classy video than what I've made so far. And it's kind of odd to me considering that I wanted it to be just a filler video and I wanted to put minimal editing effort as possible to it, but it's already shaping up to be one of the higher end stuff I've been doing. So I don't know what's gonna come from it. All I have right now is like the introduction sequence going. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna piece together some other things, trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this and that and the other. But yeah, it's already shaping up to be pretty decent, and I didn't expect it to be pretty decent, if I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. But anywho, I think that's about all I want to say for today. So yeah, I'm just gonna end this whole little small talk here, and you can all just get along with your day. Thank you all very much for watching and or listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful life, and don't click links. All right, take care, folks.